you all are highly welcome. If you're here live with me, or if you're watching the recording on YouTube, you all are highly welcome. My name remains Henry the Great. Okay, and today's section we'll be talking about the pairs we'll be looking at to trade this week. And before we do that, let us do a quick review of the trade that we analyzed last week that played out the week of September between 15th to 19th of September 2025. So let's look at the trade that we analyzed. We analyzed NSD USD, and I told you guys that we have this particular setup, but we are yet to get liquidity for this sell. And around that was Wednesday, Thursday, price was able to give us liquidity for this sell, and it was a massive sell to our final target. So we've achieved full target on this trade. This is just a leftover. We're just trying to catch before we exit the trade. We've actually closed this trade. So it was a very successful trading opportunity last week on NSD USD. Okay. Same thing with NSD card as well. It was a massive trading profit that happened on uh, NSD card. Let me just take a screenshot of this and then send it to the guys. Okay. So it was a very massive profit we had on NSD card. That was last week also. That was last week. We had a very massive profit on NSD card also. So I told you guys that NSD card, GDP card, NSD card, GDP card, we should be looking at for sell. That was last week. NSD card, GDP card, AUD card, we should be looking at for sell. So this was a massive profit on NSD card last week. So those of them that actually watched the recording before the trade played out, it was a very successful trading opportunity. So we have achieved full target on this one. And AUD card, the trade is still running. I'm expecting price to drop to at least 0.382 this point. I'm expecting price to drop to this. It's already here, but I need price to text 0.382. But even though final target on this trade is 0.61, because this is actually this is a swing setup. It's a swing, meaning that you're going to hold this trade for a longer period of time. So it's a swing setup. So I'm expecting price to tap to at least 0.9023. 0.9023. Okay. I'm expecting price to tap to that level. I'm expecting price to tap to that level before we can see what we do from here onwards. Okay, so this was a trading opportunity we had last week. So I'm going to remove NSD card to this point. I'm also going to remove NSD USD to this point. So, and then also we had massive trade profit on a Euro GDP as well. So it was a very after, like, it was a crazy move. It was a very crazy move. I actually took a loss on this trade. I took a loss on this trade and then I re-entered. I took a loss because after this liquidity that price gave us for the buy, okay, price came for the second time and then I've already adjusted my stop loss. And then price took me out. That was on Wednesday. Should be on yeah. It took me out on Monday, yeah, on Monday because I was doing on a trade that was last previous week before the week, but price took me out and then I have to re-enter because I saw that it was a liquidity that price gave us for the buy, so I have to also re-enter for another opportunity to the upside. So uh So it was a very successful trading opportunity that was last week. And we also have something again on this Euro GDP this week, which I'm going to go after right now because I don't really have much time. So I'm going to close this particular trade opportunity and then we're going to look at the one we have this week. Okay, it's a swing setup. I'm going to talk about that and what we should look at for. Okay, so I'm just trying to get the ones we had last week and how it played out. I think I'm almost done. And then also we took a loss on CFCF JPY. It didn't play out well. And then Structural wise, we are not supposed to even take that sell because we are actually bullish. So we are expecting price to we are actually bullish. So we are expecting price to give us expansion, a break structure to the upside. Okay, so this was a wrong move. Okay, so we're not expecting this bar to hold in a bullish market. So if it's actually a retracement to this internal range liquidity, then we can look at for probably a shark or a cipher or even a bat to a retracement and expansion. But then looking for a bearish bat in a bullish market, that is not an ideal. That is not ideal. So that is not an ideal thing to do. So we have an expansion break or structure to the upside. So we're expecting price to keep pushing up. What we could get from here is we can't even get a butterfly because already the retracement here is not up to 0.7 So we're looking at for a crab or a crab. We're looking for a crab to 1.61. So right now we don't have anything. So it was a loss there on CHF JPY. That was last week. Okay. So these are the things we have. These are how the trade played out last week. These are how the trade played out last week. Also has something on GDP card as well. So this was how it played out last week also. And then last week I told you guys that we should also be looking out for this guy. So it took a lot of time before this played out. Then it finally did. After giving us liquidity so many times, and then it finally dropped to the downside. So but then based on entry, there was no actually, except you entered aggressively, but then with confirmation, there was no entry for this trade with confirmation because I was actually expecting price to close below this level. So to close below this level. So if by peradventure anything happens and price decides to push all the way up to this point, we should looking out for more continuous sell to the downside because right now we are clearly we are actually bearish internally to this. Even though we have structure wise, we are still very much looking at what is going on here. We have was a liquidity sweep, not a break of structure. So we are bearish, right? This was a liquidity sweep, and then this is a change of trend. This is a change of trend chart because we had before then we have a break of structure. We had a break of structure candle close. So we had a break of structure here, and then this is the low that caused a break of structure. But before that, price gave us this what chalk. Even up to this point, we had that actually we had that chalk here. Okay, so we are clearly bearish, so I'm expecting price to keep pushing below. Even to this point, I'm expecting price to take out this low or probably react from here. I'm expecting price to react from here and then give us a push to the upside for a continuous sell. So that is that on GDP card. Now, before I can continue on this section, I want to invite you guys to HSM Academy. Okay, so this is where everything is happening on HSM Academy. This is where everything is happening. Okay, so the link to join HSM Academy will be posted below this video. HSM Academy, you're going to master the market with clarity, structure, and precision. So as I enjoying our live section, as I enjoying how we trade, as I enjoying how we do so many things here, you'll be able to learn it from the ground up. So you're going to learn proving harmonic pattern strategy and excluding harmonic trading software and indicator. You're also going to learn about range and liquidity trading strategy as well. You're also going to get access to signal trade ideas, weekly market insight. You're also going to have access to complete trade journaling system. Yeah, we're going to show you how to journal your trade. You're going to learn how to do that, and also lifetime question and answer section mentorship. You'll be able to have access to me to ask me any question during your training. So we'll have the training program for you guys. When you join HSM Academy, the way we trade, we have look at three things we look at. Let me just explain that quickly before I can continue. We look at key level. So you're going to learn about key level. You're going to learn about key level. You're going to learn about harmonic pattern. You're going to learn about liquidity sweep, and then we're going to learn about entry. So the first thing we're going to learn about is what key level. So you learn about key level, how we mark out key level, and the best way to look at for key levels. Okay, and then you're going to look at also harmonic pattern in alignment with what this key level right here. Okay, then you're going to look at what we call liquidity sweep. Liquidity sweep, liquidity and how we combine liquidity with our entry. All right, so you're going to learn about that, and then you're also going to learn about our entry, and then you're going to learn about specific harmonic patterns and their take profits and stop loss levels. So each of the harmonic patterns have their take profit levels and their stop loss levels. So you're going to learn about them. So the courses and the model have been streamlined, have been arranged in a way that it progresses from one point to another. So when you join, you're going to learn about basic trading concept. You're also going to go straight to harmonic patterns, learn about harmonic patterns. Then from there, you go into market structure, harmonic pattern filtering based on market structure, learn about market structure. Then from there, you progress to key levels, how to map out key levels, and then how to look at for liquidity and liquidity sweep, and then how to now look at for what entry. So it's a progressive trading. I'm inviting you guys to join HSM Academy. So you can join HSM Academy. Just the link is below this video to join HSM Academies. And if you have any questions or whatever you have concern, please always reach out to me. So let's look at what we have this week. Okay. So first of all, let's start from US oil. Okay. Let's start from US oil. I just hope that this network is still very much active. Okay. Let me just pause. So let's start from US oil. Let's start from US oil, okay? So US oil last week, I told you guys that I'll be looking at for a buying opportunity from this level. We have a valid key level, and then we have a valid harmonic pattern in alignment with this particular key level, okay? And then we're able to get liquidity for this buy last week. But then unfortunately, we are not tagged. We are not tagged last week on this buy, okay? So what price did was price came, opened up on that Sunday, Monday, and then decided to keep pushing up. And then we have a candle close above this level, which gives us indication that price could likely be going up. So be expecting price to push all the way up. Right now, price have returned back into this valid order block. Okay, so I'll be looking to take a buy. So if price decide to tag me in, I'll be looking to take a buy from this level and stop loss below this low and then to the upside. Okay, so this is actually what we're looking at for on US oil. So this setup still valid. It's still very much valid until price takes out this low. Okay, so this setup is still very much valid, right? So let's see what happens Monday, Tuesday as market opens. Okay, let's see what happens as markets opens. Okay, but structure wise, we are still very much bullish on this US oil. We are actually bullish on US oil. So I'll be expecting to see what price will do as market opens. I'll be looking to see what price will do. I'm looking to see if price will be able to tag us in, respect this other block, and then continue to break structure to the upside. So that is it on US oil. Pick one on there on US oil. So J40, for J40 we have everything is ready right now. Now, last week, something happened last week. Okay, and I observed that. Unfortunately, I didn't pass the information on time for you guys. Now, this low was not taken out, and I knew that price would likely come back and take this low out, and that was what happened last week. And then price did that, and then finally reacted from this key level of order block, and then taking out this guy as liquidity. And then we have this valid what sharp pattern. Initially, it was a sharp pattern of 0.886. Okay, it was a sharp pattern of what 0.886. But looking at it, we know that we are actually very much bullish. So both retracement and extension patterns can as well work on this particular level. Okay, so this was a liquidity point. You can see how this low was just lying on its own. It was fresh. It was just lying there on its own, and it was very much fresh. And it was lying very close to this was key level. So there is there is greater percentage that price will take it out as liquidity and then react from there. So right now we have everything we need. We have key level, we have harmonic pattern, then we have liquidity for this buy. But there is something that is going on here. The way price pushed up last week, I don't really know if price will come back to this level. But regardless of what happens, this is where I'll be looking at to take my buy. So if price decide not to push back into this origin that causes a market structure shift and continue to go up, and then it becomes a mixed trading opportunity for me. So as a price comes back into this level, that's when I look at for what a buying opportunity. For right now, it is a very solid trading opportunity here right here on J40. It's a very great opportunity on J40, and then I encourage you guys to put it on your list, and then let's see how this is going to play out this week. Okay, so that is that on Jita. So Euro GDP, we have this swing set up here on Euro GDP. Okay, price have actually returned back into this key level. Remember that we are temporarily, we are actually initially we are bullish, we have a break of structure, but right now price have actually changed trend, and then this is the origin that caused that market structure shift, which is actually change of trend. Right now we have this valid bat pattern. Okay, so now we're expecting price to keep breaking structure to the downside, right? So this is actually a very valid bat pattern. So the only thing we're looking at right here is to get liquidity and confirmation for this sell. Okay, so we want price to test this key level just as it has given us this reaction. We expect price to take out this high, react from this key level, and then displace to the downside for us to actually sell to the take profit level of the bat pattern, which is 0.382 and 0. What 618. So these are the information you're going to get when you join HSM Academy. Okay, so but right now this is a great setup. We're looking to sell this market, expecting that price does not take out this high. Okay, since we have a trend change on this level, so we expect price to respect that high and then react from this key level, give us indication that it's actually going to sell, and then we look out for sell to the downside. So this is what we have right here on the Euro GDP. Okay, so for USD card, it's just a continuation from what we had last week. Price is still respecting this level of support. You have actually had opportunity here in the past. That was recently, that was a previous week before that was a very great trading opportunity on USD card, which actually achieved full target. So right now we're looking at for this shark pattern of 0.886. We have gotten a reaction. We have gotten a reaction from this key level. We have gotten liquidity sweep. We have also gotten a valid entry. So if price can be able to react to this level, we'll be looking at for a continuous buy to the upside. But if price decide to push from here to the upside, then it becomes a mystery opportunity for me. Okay, so I'm looking to take a buy from this level and then stop loss below this low. So if price decides to take us out, then of course we're going to have a trend change, meaning that we are now bearish to this what to this key level. Okay, and then if price comes back into this key level, probably by next week we start to look at for what if we're going to have any trading opportunity right here on this key level. Okay, so but right now this is what we're expecting to see. I'm expecting price to react from here and then probably break structure to the upside. That is what I'm expecting to see right here on USD card. Okay, so let's go to AUD. AUD card is just a continuation. There's nothing much. It's just a continuation. There's no trading opportunity this week on AUD card. So for GDP CHF, I'm looking at to see how price will react from this level. We have actually had a break of structure to the upside. We have had we have already had a break of structure, change of trend entirely. This should be a change of trend. This is actually change of trend because we are actually bearish. We are breaking structure to the downside on this leg, break of structure, and then price decide to take out this high as a trend change. So now I'm expecting price, and we've had a liquidity sweep right here on this key level. So I'm expecting price to react from this key level, complete this pattern at 0.886 because we need price to test that 0.886, completing this setup on GDP CHF, and then I'm expecting price to push to the upside. So by this week, I will see what price will do based on this particular setup. So this is the setup I have on GDP CHF. Okay, so for USD CHF, I don't know if I have anything there. Let me just check. Um, for USD CHF, okay, we have this should be an alternate path of 0.382 and 1.13. So I'm also expecting to see if price will be able to push back into this level for a continuous buy to the upside. So this is what I'm expecting to see right there. Even though I will still much expect to see price taking out this high to confirm this bullish momentum. Okay, we have had liquidity sweep, we have had everything break or structure, but then price is approaching this key level right here. So let's see what will happen if price can be able to react back probably into this level and then continue to push the upside. So this is a setup I have on USDCHF. USDCHF, this is what I'm looking at to see on USDCHF. So we're going to see how price will react going forward. If it's going to move from here to the upside without coming back, then it's fine. But if you decide to come back, they will be looking at to buy from this level. So this is a valid setup on UAZCHF. For CACHF, it has already moved. This is actually a setup we had on CACHF. You can see that we are actually bearish. So we're expecting price to break structure, which price actually finally did. So break structure to the downside, and then we'll be looking at for extension patterns like the crab pattern, the deep crab, and the butterfly pattern, because we are actually what, bearish. So your bat pattern, your Galilee pattern, your shark of 0.8 aces may not work on this particular scenario because we are what? We are bearish. Except we are looking for retracement to the downside, whether we can look out for those retracement patterns. It's just that simple. Okay. So we're expecting to see price react from this level of support it broke out from. Okay. And then probably return back again into this level. So if price can be able to push back again into this level, then I'll be looking at to buy from here to the what, to the upside. So I'm looking at to buy from here to this point or even to this level. I'll be looking at for a buy to this, because we have been very much bearish on this particular asset due to the weakness of the card. So but let's see what happens right here on as market opens this week. Let's see what happens. So we're going to see what happens as market opens. We're going to come see price coming back into this level, because this is a very solid setup that could lead into several weeks. We can hold this rate for several weeks if it finally played out. Okay, can hold it for several weeks if it plays out. So let's see what happens as market opens. If price can be able to come back into this level, and then we'll look out for a buy to the upside. Okay, so that is all I have this week. I'm looking at to be for gold. I have a setup on gold, but I'll not be taking it because gold is actually very much bullish. Okay, I have a setup on gold, but I will not be taking it because gold is still very much bullish. And right now, the pattern is here to complete also. I'll be expecting to see price test 1.618 to complete this deep crab. This is what we call a deep crab, a retracement at 0.886, and also price completing 1.618 and giving us a reaction for a sell. But right now, we don't have any reaction for a sell on gold. We don't have any reaction for a sell on gold. Okay, so this is what I look out for on gold. So by next week, yes, by next week, we are going to see what happens here. If price can be able to finally take out this low, okay, if price can be able to take out that low, then we should now look at for sell. But right now, gold is still very much bullish, so we'll not be looking at for any kind of selling opportunity on gold until price takes out this low. Okay, till price decide to take out this low. So, but then we have a valid order block here. So let's see what price we do right here on gold. Okay. So, but then like I said before, we have a break of structure here. Okay, we have a break of structure here, and the origin that caused that break of structure is this leg. So until price takes out this leg, we are still very much bullish on gold. But then before market closed last week, we had something on gold. Yes, we have something right here on gold. Let me see if I can bring that up. I think it should be this guy. Great. So we had something on gold last week before market closed. It was what we call, this is what we call a cipher pattern of 0.886. Okay, so we had this opportunity on gold, we had key level, we have harmonic pattern, we have liquidity sweep, and then we have our entry. So it's as simple as that. So this is all I have for you guys this week on trading harmonic with key level. Okay, for JP225, yeah, for JP225, this is actually a swing setup. Is what we call AB equals to CD pattern. Price has given us this valid AB equals to CD pattern on JP225. That is Japan index. Okay, so everything is looking very sharp for this setup, but we need to see that liquidity sweep, or we need to see price respecting this other block. There are two things here. It's either price decide to disrespect this other block for a continuous push to the upside, or price will do what? Respect this other block and then continue to do what? To push down. But then this is very much valid. Remember, we don't have a key level right here on JP225 because we are all-time high. So this is very much important to have to wait for confirmation for this sell. Okay, so this will bring us to the end of this week market outlook based on the setup or based on the pairs I'll be looking at to trade this week. So if there is any pair at all you want me to analyze that I did not analyze here, if there's any question you have for me, please let me know also. And then also you can join our WhatsApp group also for updates as well. And then you can also join HSM Academy to learn how to analyze the market just the way I do. You can see how simplified, how clear, and how confident you can be when you have mastered your craft, when you have mastered how to look at the market with objectivity. Okay, so we are going to give you the best support you need. Whatever thing you need, you can actually count on us. So you can join HSM Academy to learn how we trade, to learn how to be able to interpret the market and understand how to look out for trading setup opportunity on the in the market based on key level, based on harmonic pattern, and based on our entry. So this will bring us to the end of this week market that looks. So I love you guys and I wish you guys all the best and I wish you guys a very profitable week ahead. So this will be all for now, guys, and I wish you guys all the best and then bye for now, guys.